Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Tiki Taka corner. Your Champions League final is done for, and finally the thing that this club has been trying to do for years, the thing that this club couldn't do with Messi, Neymar or Mbappe, has finally done it, and PSG are Champions League winners. Not only this, they have created history because this was the biggest score of the Champions League final, the biggest difference a team has ever won by. After Milan beating Barcelona years ago 4-0 in the UCL final, PSG have destroyed Inter Milan and defeated them 5-0 in today's Champions League final. The more I talk about PSG, the lesser it would feel like. But the other way around, when we talk about Inter Milan, this is not the kind of performance anyone would have expected from them. Honestly saying, Inter came out and they never felt like a team who was willing to play a final. And a team who was probably aiming for a treble a month and a half ago is now ending the season trophyless, while the other team, PSG, is actually winning a treble. And Luis Enrique has now become the second manager only in the history of this game to win a treble with two different teams. And along with Pep Guardiola, he is also going to be talked about now as the biggest managers of all time if he wasn't already. 5 goals PSG scored today, and everything that they did in today's game is unbelievable. So there are a lot of players we will talk about, a lot of names that I'm going to mention in this video, but the first one I'm going to start with is Désiré Doué. This guy, clear man of the match for the game, controlled the game for PSG, and every second he got a chance, he made it count. 2 goals, 1 assist, helped Hakimi score the first goal, and PSG right off the gate. A team that never lost the ball during the game, the kind of press and the kind of work ethic these players had to win the ball back from Inter. Inter looked destroyed and demotivated from right at that time. Like we saw against Barcelona when Inter were able to come back, and now they are in the final and they should have that motivation. But that never showed what showed against Barcelona in the semi-finals. They might have given us the most entertaining semi-finals in Champions League history, but at this point I would say it would have been better if Barcelona made it through, because they would have not played like this. This was a shambolic performance, honestly, and Di Marco, again one of the guys from Inter who has to be blamed a lot, because from Barcelona's match where Lamine Yamal destroyed Di Marco, today actually it was Hakimi, and everyone coming from that right side, be it Kvaratskhelia or Dembele or Doué, anyone who's running from that side of the pitch, Di Marco had no choice. That's how Doué scored his second goal, and Di Marco, who should have blocked that shot, just actually showed his back to the ball, and that got deflected. Sommer had no chance. So it finished 2-0 at the first half, and it never felt like Inter had any control. They had no shots on target. In fact, the first shot on target that came for Inter was in the 75th minute, and that was a great save, by the way, from Donnarumma. We have seen how Sommer has had his magic against Barcelona, how many great saves he made, but today there was nothing you can point the goalkeeper to. You cannot say that the goalkeeper was to blame, because Jan Sommer had nothing to where he could actually have saved something or kept Inter in the game. This was all a masterclass from PSG. Dembele, Mendes, Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha, Neves, Hakimi, Barcola, Pacho, all these players, such a young squad, and as I said before, they are built to last. When I gave my predictions towards the end of semi-finals, I said that PSG look like a team. Inter don't look like a team. If Barca's defense was shambolic, Inter's defense is no better, and that exactly showed once again. They felt toothless, and 5 goals in a final is crazy. Like, they should have at least got 1 goal, tried their best, at least foul, at least considered some kind of good moments in the game, but that never came because PSG were so good. And the kind of passing we saw in this game from PSG was insane. Like, they were schooling Inter today, and especially that flick from Dembele that went on to Vitinha, who then passes to Doué, and he scores his second goal. He takes his shirt off, gets booked, but that's the moment this team was waiting for so many years. They couldn't do it with Messi, they couldn't do it with Mbappe, and they couldn't do it with Neymar. But now with this young squad, again I will say that is built to last, is actually done it, and they have become Champions League winners. And another crazy stat that I'm going to give you right now is every single time a final has taken place in Munich for the Champions League, we have got first time brand new Champions League winners, and this has been the case for the 5th time in a row. So PSG had never won this championship. They have won it today and they continue that record. They have won it by the biggest margin, which is 5-0. And I will say this, that Inter Milan have to go in the mirror and have a look at themselves, because how they lost out to Milan in the Italian Cup and how they lost by a point to Napoli and they lost the league and now they lose the Champions League. This is nothing but to blame themselves, because when you had the chance to win a treble and you end up trophyless, there is nothing worse that could happen other than that. But honestly, my thoughts are that this PSG team is crazy. Like when you see Senny Mayulu, this academy player, scoring the 5th goal for PSG, and his face in those celebrations, the utter sheer happiness on his guy's face was unreal. And I'm going to say this at the final part of this video, that Luis Enrique actually deserved it. They were talking on commentary how he lost his daughter. He's planted the Barcelona flag when he won the Champions League with them, and he wanted to do it again and do it with PSG, and he has done it now. So I really feel happy. But this team, I don't know what else do they need now to again go and do this next season and the next season, because this is a young team. These are motivated players, and as much as I have to say about Nuno Mendes and all these players, Achraf Hakimi is a guy who is gonna be a legend for this club. This guy, along with Kvaratskhelia, bro, these players were not even giving up in the 90th minute when they were winning 5-0. Even when they had the chance and Hakimi actually committed a foul, got booked, got a yellow card towards the very end of the game. Because that shows that even if we are 5 goals up now, we are not gonna concede a chance and like ruin this clean sheet in the Champions League final. They could have scored more probably if they gave like 5 extra minutes of added time. But the referee stopped the damage at exactly 90 minutes. No additional time came and Inter are going home, while PSG have made history and won the Champions League for the first time in their club's history. You guys let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this Champions League final. Crazy season of football, but we are not far away from another banger of a season coming soon. And before I go and wrap up, I'll leave you with this here, that Mbappe had to leave PSG for PSG to win a championship, just like Harry Kane had to leave Tottenham for them to win a championship. Sometimes it's not about the player, it's about the team, and that's what PSG showed today in this Champions League final, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ayush, and I'll see you soon at the Tiki Taka Corner.